shows and do our reviews for you from our mature perspective. I'm your host, Jay Renee.
And I am her co-host, Ron. Happy to be back. Happy to have fun.
Okay, all right, let's get right into it. All right, so listen, you guys, this anime Ron and I have discussed over and over again on the premise of why is something so good being, I don't want to say canceled, but how come we don't see more of it?
Yeah, this particular anime that we're discussing today, I think of it as a little bit of wasted potential because it can be really, really, really good.
It is really, really good, but, all right, so we're not going to keep y'all in suspense. You already know the title is Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. This anime is in the comedy, action, horror genre, and rightfully so. The name, Bucket List of the Dead, Zom 100, Zom short for zombie, of course. And this anime follows a man, Akira. It is so funny. He's a 24-year-old who has been just beaten down by the corporate world. He started out, it shows how he starts as a 21-year-old ready to take on the world and do everything. And it just shows how he ends up being a shell of his former self after just 3 years of working.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, mindless drone, just sleeping at his desk, doing things like that. But the solid premise, the solidness of this premise is the fact that as a 24-year-old, he is just not engaged with life. He's going through the motions, and all of a sudden, a zombie apocalypse sweeps across Japan.
Yeah, and where most people freak out, oh my God, I'm going to die, the world's coming to the end, it wakes him up.
Yes. So Akira decides, instead of being afraid, Akira decides to create a bucket list of everything that he's ever wanted to do or everything that he feels that he needs to do before, he's turned into a zombie, because he knows it's inevitable, things like that. So what he does is he quits his job while people are being killed and turned into zombies and things like that. And that is one of the funniest things I have ever seen in an anime.
Well, I don't think he necessarily quit. The job ain't there no more.
Yeah, but okay, so you guys, if you have not seen this anime, I urge you. This is one you should definitely check out, because this guy, Akira, he goes on different adventures throughout Japan and crosses things off the list. But one of the things that we've talked about that made this anime so great is the comedy aspect in the midst of a zombie apocalypse. He is so upbeat and so happy, and it just shows you how the job was literally killing him.
Yeah, some of the things that Akira does, it almost reminds me of some of those cliche 1980s B zombie horror movies. And go watch it.
Zom 100 tackles so many things. This young man, the way he's living his life, he hadn't seen his parents, or he hasn't told a girl that he loves her. The typical tropes that you have in a lot of these animes. But Akira's attitude throughout the entire thing, the world is coming to an end. There's fear, there's death, there's blood, there's gore, there's zombies. And he is
so upbeat
and so optimistic. And of course, he's not doing it by himself.
Nah.
Yeah, he has the friends, along the way. So the other characters that you'll meet are Kensho. Kensho was the college friend. They had lost touch. Kensho was, what they say, living for the gram, or, posting everything on TikTok, or, just trying to show that he lived this great life and he was just such a playboy and everything was perfect. But in actuality, he was feeling the same way Akira was, not being allowed to be himself because of how society was viewing him. So when the zombie apocalypse came, he decided to live out his dream of being a comedian, which was a total departure from what he was, in the previous life, pre-zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I think something slipped in these dudes' head when they found everybody dead.
Yeah, and then you also have the friend that he met along the way, Shizuka. Shizuka, she was, oh my God, so blunt, so deadpan, but she was an abused woman who was very direct and was trying to pragmatically escape the life that she currently had.
Mm-hmm.
And then with the zombie apocalypse, it, really helped her, to get away from stuff like that. And that final friend, the blonde German.
Beatrix,
yes. Beatrix, you guys, she is a German college grad who loved all things Japanese, all things Japanese culture, just infatuated with everything about Japan. So these three people, Kensho, Shizuka, and Beatrix, they join Akira, and they go on these adventures, so to speak, but they're crossing off the things on Akira's list, but then they also meet other survivors, and the other survivors, they have their own goals, they have their own agendas, and these friends, they learn the lessons of self-discovery and, tackle different issues, along the way, which is kind of typical for a lot of, animes or even shows that are trying to give you a subliminal message. But Zom 100 with the zombie element and
the variety of zombies, like The Walking Dead, they're different types.
It was just so different and so refreshing. We like to talk about here at ETCA animes that you don't really hear about every day all the time. Like you can see a piece of fan art or something that someone's wearing and you automatically know, like, hey, that's MHA or that's something else. But Zom 100, it was popular as a manga first. It came out as a manga, but it came out in 2018. It came out as a manga in 2018, and you guys, the manga is still going on today. Currently has 16 volumes, right? So with the success of the manga, the anime came out in 2023, in July of 2023. But there's only 12 episodes. It's only like one season.
Yeah, and right now we really don't know if there's going to be a second season. And that's where I'm a little bit confused, because some of these lesser known, not as good anime are being immediately picked up for an additional season, where the one that we're discussing right now, it's like great and it's actually well received, and we don't understand why isn't there another one on the way?
Where is season 2? Where is season 2? Hello? Because when the anime premiered in July of 2023 on, like, we saw it on like Toonami, Adult Swim, whatever, but it only lasted for about 5 months. It ended in December of last year. So 12 episodes from July to December, and the people that we know and that we've talked to, they're clamoring for another season because this anime, you guys, it was like tens across the board when it came to animation, and some of you all know why I said that. But when it comes to the animation, the direction, the voice, like everything about this anime was the perfect setup, even for someone like me who does not like horror.
No.
I won't watch horror films. I don't like too much gore, anything like that. But Zom 100 had me laughing.
Well, one of the things about that is because she doesn't like horror, it did the gore in like an artistic style where it wasn't straight blood gory. There was some color splatter.
Yeah. It was great. Even how they did the anime, even look at the manga. The manga is a beautiful piece of work. Those volumes, when you guys look at it, and the emotion that they managed to bring out with the anime, as opposed to like in the manga. Of course, we read the mangas, we have our own imaginations and whatever. That's why we love anime so much, because when you bring those mangas to life, it kind of
helps us realize
it. Yeah, do the parallels to what you were thinking. So at ETCA Anime, we're always looking at art direction, studios, things like that. Producer Ron is more, into
Studio Madhouse, stuff like that.
The back part of the stuff. But when you brought this anime to me, I'm going to tell you guys, when Producer Ron brought this anime to me, I was like, nope. And he was like, why not? I said, zombie, period. I don't do zombies. I don't do the zombie apocalypse. I don't do anything like that. But by the end of that first episode, bump the 3-episode rule. I was ready. I was like, okay, well, let's see what the next one has. Let's see what the next one has. And then the intros and outros. You know how I am about my anime music. Y'all, the intro is a banger unto itself.
This woman will just about have a anime playlist that she'll be singing and dancing to.
I do have an anime playlist that I work out to, but anyway, I digress. But with Zone 100, you guys, Bucket List of the Dead, it is not your typical horror cartoon. It is funny. And it actually makes you feel the emotional part. Come on, y'all. We're adults. We're in our 40s, and we know in that first episode, you watch that first episode, I guarantee you, the first 10 minutes, you will relate to Akira as a 24-year-old in the working world. Another one of those parallels that we talk about, like how, it relates to
art imitates life.
Yes, so much. And another parallel is the optimism that he had in a world gone mad. It makes me think of a couple of years ago, pandemic.
Yeah.
When COVID hit, COVID spread, but where everything was so chaotic because people didn't know what was going on, what was next, who was next. So many lives were lost, but you had a lot of people that were into the power of positive thinking. And Akira does the same thing, but he does it in a wildly, young and carefree way that's a total departure from the way his life was. In other words,
he did it to the nth degree.
Yeah, and in other words, you're seeing this zombie apocalypse as the best thing that's ever happened to you as an adult.
It's an opportunity.
Yeah, so Zone 100, I know you had talked, you wanted to let them know that even though it was only one season, we are waiting for a season 2. Please let there be a season 2.
Please.
I know you were talking about there were some things like the manga and the anime was kind of famous for, or recognition.
Crunchyroll was nominated for multiple awards in respects to this particular anime, as far as art direction, as far as the voiceover cast, as far as a whole plethora of things. So being as it was well received, it had all these high scores and everything else, it kind of left us all befuddled, okay, so since everybody from the left side and from the right side loves this particular anime, why isn't it being picked up or approved for a second season as fast as these lesser known, not critically acclaimed or famous anime? Dude, come on, what are you thinking?
Yeah,
what's going on?
Yeah, what are you guys going to give us? Because there is a lot to be said for an anime that kind of turns itself on its head and becomes an underground sensation. But this is a critically acclaimed, you can say. This is a critically acclaimed
just
anime.
About, yeah.
Yeah, that lasted like that. And we're just okay, where's the next season? What are we waiting for? But you know how these studios are. Nowadays, it could be 3 years. It could be 4 years. And then who knows? They might completely change it around. But for now, it's only one season.
And it's a good watch. It's a worth watch.
Yeah, it's 12 episodes. It is a comedy. It's comedy, anime, comedy, horror, action. It has all of that. So if you like horror, if you like to laugh, if you like to see what's what, because I can tell you now, I don't like horror at all, and I enjoyed this anime immensely.
And she even watched it in dub.
Yes, I watched it in dub because I really didn't care about it in the beginning. But after the first episode, I was like, wow, this is actually good. And I will say, even in dub, the voices are great. The voices bring the characters to life, and you are actually caught up in the story.
Yeah.
It is pleasantly surprising, you guys. So if you get a chance, Zom 100, Bucket List of the Dead. You can find it on Crunchyroll. Is it? Okay.
It's on Netflix too, yeah.
Okay, yeah. And there's even a live action film.
We haven't watched it yet. You know the rule. The animes are great, but the live actions are
Stay away from that. If you're interested in the live action version, there's a live action film version of Zom 100 on Netflix, and it actually came out during the middle of the 12 episodes of the anime.
Oh, okay.
So Yeah, so everything, it was like lightning in a bottle. So if you can, check it out. We here at ETCA Anime are fully recommending Psalm 100, Bucket List of the Dead. So until next time, thank you guys so much for joining us for this review. And remember, it's okay to enjoy anime.